ears are not deceiving you. Welcome to the lap of luxury. Welcome to the lap of luxury. I'm your host, the fabulous Leo Brown. And on tonight's show, we have our colleagues in what section of the game. An exclusive one-on-one interview with pure experience coach, Asa Leveuax. And of course, intimate insight. So stay tuned. Enjoy now. Enjoy now. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition. It's been a minute, but welcome to another edition of The Lap of Luxury. I am, of course, the fabulous Leo Brown, and I am so delighted and honored that you all have chosen to spend this little amount of time with me. Thank you so much for commenting, for liking, for sharing, and most of all, for joining me today. And before we go into our special guest, which is queer entrepreneurial life coach Asa Leveuax, I actually want to ask this particular question. It's been a question that is a burning question, and I think a question that we all need an answer to, or would like an answer to. So I posted it earlier today on my page. If you follow me on any form of social media, whether it be Tumblr, whether it be Twitter, whether it be Facebook, wherever. My question was, in your life, who taught you how to love? And in that, what exactly did they teach you? So I want to know who taught you how to love and what did they teach you? What did they give you that you now have when it comes to not just intimate love, but I mean more of like how to love yourself, how to love other people, things like that. And where in your life do you apply that? So I really would like to know your comments on that, if you wouldn't mind. So if you can, honey, please comment. Okay, just 1 second. There we go. And what I'm doing now, I'm actually live on Zoom. So I'm watching the comments in real time. Yeah, I'm watching the comments in real time. So thank you so much for joining me. But I really want to know, that's my burning question. My burning question to you is, who taught you how to love? Who was the first person that taught you how to love? Because I think that's I think to me, love is definitely something that we all need. Love is something that we all want, whether it be from a physical place or an intimate place. And love is something that without, I think the world would cease to be. That's just my personal opinion. So I really want to, expound on that. So if you can, all of you in the comment section, I want to know who was the first person to taught you how to love and how do you apply it to your life? Satchel B. Grease, says that his dad taught him how to love men that were emotionally available to him. And he had to learn how to correct that as he became a more mature adult. That's a great answer to that question, Satchel. That's an awesome answer, actually. I'm actually going to answer the question since I actually came up with it in the first place. So let me see, who taught me how to really love? How to love from an unconditional place. I'm not going to say that one person taught me how to love. I would say that I learned through life. I learned and I'm still learning what it means to really love, not only to love others, but to love myself, to love from an unconditional place, to love without any expectation. I'm still a work in progress when it comes to that. I won't lie, saying I'm not. I am. Um, but I will say, I think I was shown, how to love from my parent, because I was raised by a single mother, from, various relationships I saw growing up. Um, so different things and different people, different situations have taught me how to love. But as I am now at the tender age of 37, I'm learning how to love without expectation and just allow things to flow. And I don't mean just in an intimate way, but even in an unconditional way. And I won't lie, that's not easy for someone like me because I'm very much a emotional person. I'm a Leo all day, Leo on the outside, Capricorn on the inside. So now that I've answered my question, I want to know what's your answer to that. I want to know who in your life taught you that. Who taught you how to love? Who was your first example? If it wasn't from a person, what was the example? Was it television? Was it movies? Was it just you trusting your instincts? Who taught you how to love? And how do you apply it to your life now? Knowing what you know, knowing what you've learned from this particular person or persons, how do you apply that to your daily life now? Because I think that's one thing that we don't do enough of. We don't sit back and reflect and think, well, who taught us really how to love ourselves? Who taught us really how to grow? What examples did we have? Were they good examples? Were they bad examples? Were they ugly? Were they indifferent? Things like that. Now, Roger says that her grandfather taught her. So I love how people are actually going back to their grandpa and their grandma and things like that. They're looking at that aspect of themselves. I think that's fantastic to hear that. That's awesome. So Day says her grandfather taught her how to love. That's wonderful. Speaking of the elders, now, since somebody mentioned that, you mentioned the elders, and I'm saying this to all of you that are watching and listening, is it important to have an elder, not necessarily an elder, but is it important to have a guide when it comes to love? Is that very important? Is that needed? Is it necessary? Do you really need a guide in terms of loving? Not only loving, like I said, not just from an intimate place or a physical, but even loving yourself. You know what I mean? Like, do you need a guide or do you just learn it as you go along? So that's another question I ask of you too. And Day also says that he taught her that she could love more than one person. That's awesome because I think, to expound on that, I think many people, myself included, at one point in time, we are conditioned to think that we have to love just one person. We can't expand and grow into that. And this actually kind of evolves into a whole nother conversation when it comes to the intimacy part of love, or the physicality of love. It makes you think about polyamory. It makes you think about open relationships. It makes you think about different relationship types. I know it does for me. But we're not talking about that. We're just talking about, but that's a great show topic though. So, but what we are discussing is growing up in your life. What were your examples? What were you shown when it came to love? Because love is a very elusive, love is very mysterious. And as the song says, love can be a very splendid thing. So, who taught you that it's okay to love unconditionally? It's okay to love without expectation. It's okay to love yourself. And loving yourself often means saying no. Loving yourself often means, saying yes to things that people may or may not approve of, things like that. Now, I want to say, is it Risa? Is it Risa or Ressa? I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Now, let me say this. I am bad at pronouncing people's names, so forgive me, blame my head and not my heart. But I want to say it's Risa. I believe it's Risa. She says, not sure if a guide is needed. However, all of my dearest friends are my parents' age and older. They all have loving relationships or have had lifelong loving relationships. So from your end, so what you're saying is, for you, you've seen, you didn't, even though you didn't really need a guide, just by example, you learned how to love yourself. You learned how to love someone else. So that's awesome. I think that's awesome. That's wonderful. Devon says that he had to learn it for himself. Let's see. He had to, he could feel it and hear it from others, but he had to learn to love himself and feel it for himself. So basically, Devon is basically saying that you had to go on a journey of self-exploration. And I would say that for many, like even for me, I think for many of us, we have to go on a journey. Because I'm not gonna lie, I did not grow up with a quote unquote, and this is no shade to her, but I didn't grow up with a good example of what love was. I knew that my mother loved me. I knew that, I loved her. But I think in terms of, what I saw transactional. I saw what is in it for me. What can you do for me? When it came to the intimate part, I saw that. Even the emotional connection, it was always like, well, what's in it for me? What's in it for us? It wasn't, well, we're a team. We're in this together. It's about you and I. It was like, well, what can you do for me? It was that kind of thing. So for me, I had to learn. And like I said, I'm still learning how to love myself from a deep, genuine place. And that's not always easy. That's very, not difficult, but it's very, what's the word I want to use? Very transformational and transformative. That's the best way I would describe that. So yeah, it's not always easy at all, but it's worth it, And the one thing I'm also learning is that love is a process. Love is not this overnight, even self-love, because I think we often think that self-love is, well, I'm going to pamper myself and I'm going to go out to the club and look cute. And that's part of it. I think pampering and I think taking care of yourself, that is part of self-love. But I also think learning to say no, learning to have boundaries, learning to be in control of your emotions and not allow your emotions to be in control of you, work in progress, is part of the self-love journey of loving yourself. Because if you say you love yourself, then that means you don't allow people, places, or things to control your life. And that, even though we can say, oh, that sounds so great, that's not an easy thing to do, or not an easy thing to learn how to do. So, yeah. And Day says that self-love took her a long time to learn. Now that kind of begs for me to ask another question. What is the best thing about learning how to love yourself? And what is the worst thing about learning how to love yourself? Because I actually want to know this. I would say the best thing about learning how to love yourself on my end is you really get to know who you are from a deeper place. But then I would also say the worst thing about it is you really get to know who you are from a deeper place. So I think it's kind of a double-edged sword. On one hand, you learn who you are and it feels great and liberating. Then on the other hand, you're like, oh, I didn't know I was this damaged, or I didn't know I was this broken, or I didn't know I needed fixing. You know what I mean? And, I would say one of the worst things about it too is that, when we are on a journey of evolution and really loving who we are, we often want to go in and fix other people. We become, I call them, mini Olivants. We want to go in and, come on, beloved, let me help you. We want to go in and fix other people. And we have to realize that some people don't want to be fixed and some people don't need fixing. And the main person we have to fix is us. Hello, Junior. Hi. Let's see. Day says it took her a long time, but she had to teach it to her children. See, I think that's good. I think that's so wonderful that you can admit that it took you a long time, but that you're teaching that to your children, you're passing it down. And that's such a good thing, not only for the children, but even for the generation. For the next generation. That's wonderful. Risa says, loving yourself is a mindset. And to get there, I agree. You have to examine the good, bad, pain, etc. It's so hard, but it's worth it. And I actually agree with this 110%, because it is not easy. If it were, everybody would do it and the world would be in total alignment, and it is not. So, I definitely agree with that. It's definitely not easy. You have to be, and like you said, to get there, you really do have to be very analytical, and you have to really examine who you are and what you're about and what you will tolerate and what you won't tolerate, and why you do the things you do. Um, Junior says, yes, it's a journey, especially when you find out things you don't like about yourself and change for the good. That's true. And that could be everything from the way you eat to even the friends you have. Hello, Kimberly. Don't worry, I didn't forget you. That can be, yeah, it's a daunting task. I kind of equate loving yourself or learning how to love yourself like losing weight. It You don't do it all at once. You didn't gain weight all at once. You're not going to lose weight all at once. So that's the way I view it. Um, but yes, I do agree. I'm loving these answers. This is awesome. By the way, for those of you who are just joining me, my name is Leo Brown. I am a psychic, I'm a life coach, and I'm a motivational speaker. And I come on here not every week, but every other week to give you a little bit of insight into your life, for us to have some fun, and also for me to interview great guests. So I'm so glad that you guys are joining me today. It is wonderful. I'm so happy to see everybody, and I'm loving all the comments. In a few minutes, we're going to have my one-on-one interview with queer entrepreneurial life coach Asa Leveuax, and I'm so looking forward to getting to know him. I know him, but getting to know him on a deeper level and learning about his journey and his journey of self-love, because we all start somewhere. I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to that. And congratulations, Junior, on you going to college. That's wonderful. I'm so glad to hear that you're doing that. I'm so proud of you. Yay. That is awesome. Okay, so going back to tonight's question, which is, in your life, who taught you how to love? And what did you learn from it? What did it teach you? How do you apply it to where you are now? So Devon says, it's not easy, but it does teach you about yourself. It allows you to understand why things have happened and what you will and won't accept as well. That's okay. Wow. All right. Awesome. 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 Thank you, Dane, for the comment on my facial hair. I actually need to get a trim because I feel that it's too much. Yeah, I'm just gonna say that I really do, but that's just me. So I'm gonna go right into my interview with my very, very, very special guest. I'm so looking forward to you guys meeting him and all of this good stuff. So this is going to be a lot of fun. Okay. And right now, I can't see the comments and things that you guys are making because I want to go ahead and do my introduction to my very special, special guest. He is a life coach. He's an author. He's a motivational speaker. He's a total Renaissance man. Uh, he currently can be seen in the latest McDonald's commercial. He's replacing Calvin, Calvin that used to, be on 25th and Vine, but he's now replacing Calvin as the new manager of McDonald's. And that was a joke, people. He doesn't really do that. But he's awesome. I consider him a really great friend, a great mentor, and somebody that I think you all will love. So welcome to the Lap of Luxury, Mr. Asa Leveuax.
Well, hello, sir. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I am freaking fantastic.
Good. Good, good, good. Good, good, good. I'm so glad to hear that. All right. So I'm going to start with kind of a normal everyday question. I always ask it to
Okay.
my guests. So, and it actually is a two questioner. My first question to you is, who is Asa Leveuax?
Okay. So, to answer the question of who is Asa Leveuax,
Mm-hmm.
Asa Leveuax is a divine being of light,
Mm-hmm.
grace, and love,
Mm-hmm.
whose mission in this world is to possess a joyous existence conceived by enlightened thought and achieved through love, passion, and wealth.
Okay. Asa, would you mind speaking up a little bit because I'm having a little trouble hearing you? Just a tad.
Let me try something else.
Okay. Bear
Is
with
this
us, people.
better?
That's much better. There we go.
Okay.
Perfect.
So do you want me to say it again?
You can. So I'm going to ask you again, since for those that couldn't hear you, who is Asa Leveuax?
So Asa Leveuax is a divine being
Mm-hmm.
of grace and love, whose mission in this world is to possess a joyous existence
Mm-hmm.
conceived by enlightened thought and achieved through love, passion, and wealth.
Okay. That was a wonderful pageant answer. You have moved on
You
to
asked me, and this is some of my statements are
yes,
pageantry.
yes, that was a great. You definitely might win a crown tonight. Now, however, I also want to know. Uh, now, there's Asa Leveuax and there's Asa Gray. Who
Mhm.
is Asa Leveuax and who is Asa Gray? What's the difference between the two?
So, for those of you who do not know, my name has not always been Asa Leveuax.
Mm-hmm.
I was born Asa Gray. Asa Gray ceased to exist or ceased to grow further when I turned 30.
Mm-hmm.
So I am now 35. So that was 5 years ago when I made that transition legally. So I
Mm-hmm.
am legally Asa Leveuax.
Okay.
Asa Gray was someone who had a very, very minuscule, minute idea of what
Mm-hmm.
love could be, idea of who I was,
Mm-hmm.
and my relationship to the world and those in it. It was very,
Okay.
very stagnant,
Hmm.
and I no longer grow that particular individual. I
Mm-hmm.
actually read Iyanla Van Zant's book and talked about her transition from being, she had one particular name, I forgot
Miss
her
Rhonda
birth.
Harris. Uh-huh.
Miss Rhonda, yes. So going from that to Iyanla Van Zant, and that gave me the thought that wow, I could change any and every aspect of who I am, and so I did that. I asked my mother what her thoughts, because her opinion,
Mm-hmm.
though it would not stop me, it had a
Mm-hmm.
lot of weight. And she said, I think you should do it. If that's what you want to do, go
Mm-hmm.
forth and do it. I'll even go
All
to the
right.
courthouse on your behalf. And so that was a great uh, segue of
Mm-hmm.
entering this new sphere of possibility in my life.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that makes total sense. I'm loving it. I love that. And I love the pageant answer. Snaps for the pageant answer. So, so I just have to ask, Mr. Leveuax. So, you're known to be a speaker, to be, a, a an entrepreneurial coach, in particular for the GLBTQIA community. How did you get into that, and why has that become your passion?
So the fact that I am an queer entrepreneur coach,
Mm-hmm.
it did not come easily for me. And when I
Mm-hmm.
say easily, there was some dis-ease. It was not all flowing for me. It could have been, looking back, but I
Mm-hmm.
don't regret the journey.
Mm-hmm.
And so that looked like starting out as something called a bliss coach. I was thinking, like, I can give everybody bliss, because bliss
Mm-hmm.
is the definition of being happy to the point that you are oblivious to everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that's what I want to give people. And then I realized people have no idea what bliss is. So I had to I had it clear. And so based on that clarity, I became America's leading clarity coach.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved that space. Not
Mm-hmm.
only was I giving clarity to those who I was serving, I was also getting my clarity on the back end by understanding the work that I was doing in those moments and in those sessions. Who were the people that gave me the most life? Who were the people that actually made me excited to get on the phone, get
Mm-hmm.
on Skype, or meet them somewhere to excel their businesses?
Mm-hmm.
And I realized through my own coming out story that the people that really, really resonated with me and I felt the most joy,
Mm-hmm.
when I say the most joy, not joy in my deliverance of information, but my joy as far as how allowing myself to be fully and authentically me without reservation.
Mm-hmm.
And that was in front of LGBTQ plus individuals,
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't ever feel like I was doing too much, being from Oklahoma City, there is this thought in my head that no, everybody just doesn't accept um, being queer.
Hmm.
It's a fact in Oklahoma. That's not a limiting belief. It's a real thing here.
Hmm.
And though it's getting so much better than it was. And so because of that, I would reserve myself and only deliver certain aspects of myself. And I don't have to do that and know that I don't have to do that with
Hmm.
queer clients.
Okay, that makes total sense. So you were privileged to work with the phenomenal Lisa Nichols, or to just even be in her presence. What was that like?
So I first met Lisa Nichols in 2013.
Hmm.
I was going through a very rough time in my life, a very, very rough time. And that was strictly financial at that moment. So I went to her conference in San Diego. That means I got in a 2000 Mustang Black, drove nonstop from Oklahoma to San Diego,
Hmm.
didn't even have the money to stay in a hotel. So I rented a hostel, got
Wow.
got there the day
Hmm.
before the event, and just got there early because I couldn't afford to stop. Like, or was I gonna sleep? And so I
Hmm.
just drove all the way through, ended up getting to the hostel, didn't even have enough money to check in early. So I slept in the car in the parking lot of the hostel. When the sun finally came up to get ready for the VIP day
Hmm.
for that particular event,
Hmm.
I go in. I say, "Would you mind, keeping my bags there? I arrived a little early, and could I use your bathroom?" And so I take the soap in the bathroom, and I do what I need to do to make
Yes.
myself look
Wow.
presentable.
It's not a- yes.
Get the hot spots.
Right.
So
Right.
I do what I need to do, and I make it happen for myself, and I then walk to the event.
Hmm.
And based on that tenacity, based on that persistence, Lisa Nichols and the rest of her team said, "There's something about you we can see beyond what your struggle is. We can see beyond what your sacrifice is." They actually brought me on stage, coached me in the moment, and due to that, I actually received a lot of power partner possibilities and clients
Hmm.
just through getting on that stage. And then I saw her again in Costa Rica, where she actually took time out of the whole week to sit down with me, her and her assistant Margaret, and she just poured life into me and basically said, "I see you as walking on the perimeter of your life, and I need you to own every delicious good thing that the divine has for you. Stop apologizing for being a black man in America and let people know you're here."
Hmm.
And I so valued that statement to me, face to face, heart to heart, soul to soul with her. And of course, later on, we did the wobble and we sauced our asses off. But she, every time I see her, she's just a fountain of blessings
Hmm.
to my life. And every time she sees me, she winks at me from the stage and then hugs my neck afterwards. So yes, Lisa Nichols is the
Oh, that's
bomb.com for
sweet.
real.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So I'm gonna get a little, not, I don't want to say Wendy Williams. I'm not that messy, but no, I'm not that messy. And forgive me. I know for those of you who are watching, my video is being a little blurry. I don't know why, but it is. But we're gonna roll with it. But anywho, so you recently have just started to, well, not recently. So I just have to ask you, what's it like being involved with a younger man?
What's it like being involved with the younger man?
Yes.
For me,
Because
there's
I can
nothing.
hear that soul glow all in your voice, honey. It's all over your voice. So what's going on?
There is nothing different. The thing about it, I attract younger souls, not younger people. I attract younger souls. So if you're young by nature or young in age, then
Mm-hmm.
that's what I attract. And so that's
Mm-hmm.
not anything new to me because though I'm 35, I don't know I don't know how to act my age. I've never been 35 before. So it doesn't Yeah, it's not anything new, like a new world. Like this is not Aladdin. This is not a carpet ride. This is not a whole new world. And yeah, I just like what
See,
I like when I like it.
you know what? I could have really went somewhere with that, but I decided not to. I was going, but go ahead, keep on.
So
Talking about carpet
it just is
rides
what
and
it
stuff.
is.
We really go somewhere with that. We're not
You
going to
can
get to
go
that.
there. I don't mind. Go on and go there.
My goodness. Okay. So you basically say you attract youthful energy, is what I'm hearing you
I
say.
do. I totally
Mm-hmm.
do. And I don't see that stopping.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a sedentary guy. Like I'm not somebody who sits at home, goes to one concert a year. When I do go
Mm-hmm.
out listening to jazz with one, though I love jazz. Kirk Whalum is the truth. My energy, the way I live my life is I desire to consume everything as soon as
Mm-hmm.
possible. And a lot of times that looks like not vibing with people my age or older. And that's no shade
Mm-hmm.
to anyone. That's not a judgment. That's just a ace effect. An ace effect is I
Right.
know who I am and I know who likes that.
Okay. Yes. And you heard it here first, people. He likes young soul. So on Halloween, watch out for your children. Okay. So
No, never that. They got to be
I'm
legal to
playing.
ride the ride, legal to ride the ride.
Okay. So you're doing too much. We have grandmas watching you. Anyway. So with that being said, since because you do have such a youthful attitude and energy about yourself, what would you say is the biggest misconception about you?
The biggest misconception is that my face is the totality of my existence.
What do you mean by that? Explain
What I
that.
mean by that is I understand that I look almost prepubescent in some pictures.
Mm-hmm.
And based on that, they have no idea that I was in the military for 16 years. They have no idea that I've been in the entrepreneurial space since I was 22.
Mm-hmm.
They have no idea that I have seen many an entrepreneur on LinkedIn, on Facebook, relaunch entire businesses and
Mm-hmm.
brands in the
Mm-hmm.
time that I have been an entrepreneur coach. Though I may have used different titles to do it,
Mm-hmm.
I've always been an entrepreneur coach.
Mm-hmm.
And that is totally the misconception, or a misconception about Oklahoma, me being from Oklahoma City, because they've never been here and probably their only idea is from the musical Oklahoma or something they may have heard.
Mm-hmm. Or
Or that,
or they think of just something quiet, something sleek.
mhm,
Uh,
yes,
you know,
genteel even.
right. And I'm gonna say this. I mean, you are the perfect example of that old saying, which he's a friend to the show, uh, which Jerome Braggs taught me many years ago, which
Hmm.
is never be afraid to grow where you're planted. You
Hmm.
definitely are a living example of that, because you definitely are someone who has grown in the city that you're in, but at the same time you expand.
Exactly.
So you have shown that for me and countless other people. Um, Now I have a question for you, and that is, when you're not when you're not, even though I think this is him all the time, y'all. Like I talk to him on the phone, and he's so like this. He's so, I'm not gonna lie, it irks my bad nerves. I'm like really, I got bad nerves. I got bad nerves. And then every time you talk my business and Lisa Nichols and empowerment, I'm like, listen, I just want to drink some wine and and have a man tell me I'm cute. I'm not looking for no empowerment today. I just want some red wine. I want a Pinot Grigio, and I
Understood.
want a cute man. That's all I'm asking for. But anyway, so with that being said, when you are not working, when you're not doing what you do as a coach, as who you are, honestly, how do you unwind? How do you relax?
I unwind and relax. The number For today, like today, I took a walk. I
Mm-hmm.
literally took a walk,
Mm-hmm.
an uninterrupted walk. So that's not a walk with me scrolling on any social media
Mm-hmm.
or even documenting the walk that I'm taking. I'm literally doing my best to be grateful for the things that I see, acknowledge clouds, see beauty in trees, those things. Also, I love to run. So I do 3 miles, if not every day, every other day.
Good for
And
you.
that really, I need that because the amount of energy that I've been blessed with, that has to come out in some way. And I prefer a very constructive way of getting that out. So running releases all of that pent up energy. I adore dancing. Oh, I so adore dancing. I'm going dancing tonight, matter of fact. So yeah, I
What
don't, and it
type of
doesn't,
dancing? Like, do you
every
mean like
type.
just every type, or do you mean like ballroom? Do you mean freestyle?
So okay, now I mean, I do have a small theater background, so I've done things like swing and ballroom before. I love those. Those are a time for that.
Okay.
And I am Oklahoma. I'm all aspects of where I'm from, so I do know how to two step. That is real. I enjoy salsa, merengue, bachata, cumbia,
Okay.
and then ain't nothing like a good twerk session.
Oh Lord. I have to admit, I would pay money to see that.
Some people did before.
I'm just, and by the way, if you follow him on if you follow him on any form of social media, he's never naked. You know what I mean? Like, he's never bucket naked. He's smart. You know, he's smart. Like, unlike some business people out here, but he is always in stages of nakedness. So if
Really?
you wanna, I'm just saying, because you always shirtless, and then you always talk about flabby asses. I don't know what your thing is about flabby asses, but you always talk about flabby asses.
I just don't want one.
Okay, but some people have that, Asa, honey. That's just the way it is.
But that's great for them. I love them as they are. I just don't want one.
Okay, I understand that, honey, but but a pork chop sandwich would not kill you. I'm just saying, a pork chop sandwich.
Actually, it will if you keep eating them.
See, you didn't. I didn't ask for all that. All I'm saying is, have one with a little bit of ketchup and a little bit of hot sauce on it, and some bread, and you live your life. That's all you need for today. You don't need. I'm not saying you shouldn't be healthy, because trust me, I'm working on it, as you can see. But all I'm saying is, give yourself a little wiggle room. But anyway, getting back to my point. My point is, if you follow him on Instagram, especially, he's always in various stages of undress. He's not completely, but so I encourage you, all my children who are listening to this, who are watching this, if you want to see somebody with body that knows how to rock some jeans and, you know, a cute little straw hat, you go to his Instagram. He's all kinds of shirtless and, you know, give you model tees, but he'll empower you at the same time. So you got something to look at, but then you get your life at the same time. So he's awesome. Just saying.
Well, thank you very much.
Yes. So I just have to go into now. I want to know, and I want the public to know, when they book you. Say you get a phone call from somebody in, we'll just pick something, Kenner, Louisiana.
Okay.
And they're like, you know, Mr. Leveuax, we heard about you. We think you're fantastic. We've seen your work. We want to book you for coaching, but we also want to have you come and do a speaking engagement. What should a person expect when they work with you?
Well, they should expect that I will do my best to gain clarity on what success looks like for them. So if somebody contacts me, when someone contacts me for coaching and or speaking, my first and number one question is, what does success with me look like? So if you're wanting me to coach you, like, what's the end result? What is the intent here? So if it's to grow your business, that sounds really cute. And that means absolutely nothing to me without things that are measurable. So when I say measurable, that means, okay, you're looking to generate $10,000 more a month. You're looking to increase your social media by 4,000 people. Like, I live in particulars. And because my thing is, a lot of times we let people go, relationships go, business wise and personal, because we weren't clear about what success looked like. And in so much of my coaching early on, I didn't do a good job in understanding. And so people would just, leave me because I would just be making sure their business was good, but we never hit a particular benchmark in their business. And so
Mhm.
because of that, I'm very clear on what they desire to co-create with me. Same as for speaking. I want to know at the end of my presentation, my speech, my talk, my workshop, what
Mhm.
feeling, what action do you want your audience to do or to feel? So
Okay.
if you are wanting people to come away with a mindset that sales is not gross and that they can sell 5 of these things in the next 30 days, okay,
Mhm.
bet, got you.
Mhm.
But if people are just, I just want to do good, or I just want you to empower them, that doesn't work for me
Mhm.
because, like I said, I need to do something that's measurable so I can deliver and over deliver on what works for you.
Okay. So basically, what he just said is he is not Tony Robbins. No,
I am not.
he's not Tony Robbins. He's not, may he rest in paradise, Dwayne Dyer.
Mm-mm.
He wants you to get your life from a very practical perspective.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like to me, and I think honestly that's good that you want to do that. But I would definitely implore all of you who are watching this, who are listening, if you really want someone who really wants to see you win, which is what he wants to see you do, I implore you to use his services. You can log on to his website, asaleveuax.com. That's asaleveuax.com. Now, I'm not going to spell his last name because I will so wreck that name up. And we're not going to do that because you're not about to embarrass me live on Facebook. We're not going to do that about how bad of a speller I am. Not today.
I'll
But
spell it.
yes, go to asaleveuax.com. And I actually have to ask you before we run out of time, um, what upcoming projects, if any, do you have in store for us?
Great question. The upcoming projects that are coming, let's see. Of course, there's always Queer School.
Mm-hmm.
Queer
What
School is
is queer
ever.
school? I'm actually glad you brought that up. What exactly is that? And yeah.
So, so those of you who do not know, Queer School is my philanthropic arm.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's a nonprofit called the Leveuax Foundation,
Mm-hmm.
and one of the initiatives that we have is Queer School, and that Queer School is a virtual space that provides master classes to the global LGBTQ plus world.
Mm-hmm.
We have such courses as Good Sex 101,
Okay.
storytelling, Am I Enough, to name three.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, those are no cost virtual trainings. It's a platform people can go on, log in,
Mm-hmm.
communicate with our Queer School professors. And we just signed on a new Queer School professor who's in the fashion industry. So his
Nice.
intention is to bring to let queer people know that this is how you can express yourself with fashion.
Mm-hmm.
Because my thing is, the reason why I brought up Queer School, because I know that there's some 14-year-old human
Mm-hmm.
in middle America, not on
Mm-hmm.
the coast like, the LAs and New Yorks and Miamis, but
Mm-hmm.
someplace in, Boise, Idaho, or
Right.
Bismarck. And
Mm-hmm.
they just don't have all of these people around them to make them feel safe being
Mm-hmm.
who they are. And so
Mm-hmm.
what do they have? That they feel protected and loved and supported. And Queer School is that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I love that, by the way. Now, once again, that was queer school. I absolutely live for that. I think that's fantastic because getting back to the person who is a professor for queer school, but he's in fashion design. What is fashion but expression?
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at sexual identity, not sexuality, but that's part of expression. That's part of self-expression. I mean, everything from the way we dress to the way we walk. That's our expression. That's our, that's how we say this is who I am. And I love the fact that you're putting a spotlight on the up and coming youth, and you're also allowing people like me who are the elders, to teach what we've learned. Sometimes the hard way and sometimes the easy way, through life. So I love the fact that you're doing that. I think that's fantastic.
Thank you. And let's just can I just speak to that really quickly, that I
Sure.
really love queer elders and we need more of them, and
Yes,
please
we
don't be
do.
silent.
Yes, I agree 110%. We
Okay.
definitely need more queer elders. Hell, we need it for us. I mean,
Right.
we don't consider it to be, but I mean, though I don't see myself as quote unquote old, but we are the ones that the 24-year-old, the 22-year-old, the 19-year-old, they're looking at, and they're learning from our missteps. But we're also looking at them too and going, okay, sweetie, pull it back. Because I've done what you've done. Believe me. And you might not want to do that. Just saying, But there's also so much that we can learn from the younger generation as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know about learning how to dress because I'm not wearing those skinny jeans, not with the eyes I got. But I'm just saying, but we can learn. Now, before I conclude the interview, I'd like to focus, because I know you're also an author. So I'd like to ask you about your book series, because you have, oh my goodness, I'm trying to remember them all. You've written so many wonderful bodies of work. And by the way, check him out. He's a great writer, by the way. What inspires you to continue to write, what you do?
What inspires me is
Mm-hmm.
when a couple of things inspire me, actually.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that inspires me is when just thinking about a particular subject for a long period of time.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, the reason why I wrote "Why I Won't Hire Black People," because I was a beginning
That's a very
entrepreneur.
controversial title. What you trying to do?
It is. It is.
What you trying to do? You trying to get your car revoked? Don't do that, because this will become a
I
whole.
don't mind. I don't mind having my car revoked at all because no one gave it to
Okay,
me.
now y'all heard that. See, that means we can't invite him to no cookouts. We can't
None.
invite him to no picnic,
Because I
no
can't eat the
family.
meat. No way.
Wait a minute, and he can't. And wait a minute, and he cannot do the electric slide. He cannot be in it. He can't put spades. Damn sure can't play no dominoes. See, you didn't mess it up. The only thing you're gonna be able to do is throw that Kool-Aid. And you can't put no lemon in it either.
No, my stuff make your teeth hurt.
Okay. Mm-hmm. We'll see about that. All right.
But yeah, so the reason I wrote that is because I just had an idea and
Mm-hmm.
it just kept pressuring my mind, and so I needed to get that out, and
Mm-hmm.
I did. And so anytime that that a thought comes up for a long period of time, I write
Mm-hmm.
about it. Also, my son, who I call my SON and my SUN, if
Mm-hmm.
there's something that I believe that he needs to know in the world, and it's more than just one of those daddy drives or
Mm-hmm.
talks, then yes, I will write something. That's why I wrote "I Am Man Enough"
Mm-hmm.
for him. And also, just by looking or being exposed to things that I think are pure BS,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
Such
somebody
as.
is gonna, such as books about about something like toxic masculinity,
Mm-hmm.
which is a phrase that I don't find joy in.
Mm-hmm.
It is
And why
not.
not?
Yeah, it doesn't bring me joy because I don't believe there's such a thing as toxic femininity.
Mm-hmm.
It,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
There's no toxic femininity. There's no toxic masculinity because once you become toxic, you are no longer expressing either.
Hmm. That's an interesting way to look at it. I never looked at it in that connotation. Actually, that okay.
Because
I'm,
I
I'm,
think it's
I'm gonna have to
toxic
marinate on that.
toxic is toxic by alone and by itself.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, you're operating in femininity or masculinity regardless of your gender, and
Mm-hmm.
then yes, I don't believe in
Okay.
that.
Okay. Wow. All right. Now, where can they receive and pick up your beautiful books?
AsaLeveuax.com. That is ASALEV as in Victor, EAUX.com.
Thank you so much. And before I let you go, I want to give you a little mini read, because I think, number one, you could use one. You seem
You
just
know
saying.
me.
You fix other people's lives. I can come in and fix your life a little bit.
Come on and
Um,
fix it then.
yes, just saying. And I'll just tell you what I get just for you. I want to say either within the next 2 to 6 months, I pick up international travel off the top. I
Okay.
pick up television. I pick up you writing, or you doing something to do with radio. I don't know if you want to do radio, but I see you doing something kind of like this, but in
Mm-hmm.
a radio form. Um, And I feel like the relationship that you're in or that you're venturing into, it's good. But walk, don't run.
Mm-hmm.
And what I get around you is don't be nervous. Be yourself. And be in it. And it's okay to be it because you're a big kid. You really are. Like I'm literally seeing you in like what the onesies with the footies and stuff, and you have a big bowl of cereal, and you just have a ball. Show that side of self more because that's going to make you more not only more attractive but to this person that you're dealing with that will make them it shows more of a vulnerability to them, which makes for them it makes you invaluable. So keep doing what you're doing. um I'm also getting when it comes because I know you mentioned earlier that you walk and you run and stuff. That's good that you do that, but you may want to slow it down. The running, especially because I'm getting a lot to do with either joint issues or knee issues.
Mm.
So just slow it down a little bit. Keep doing what you're doing with your diet because your diet really is the most important thing.
Mm-hmm.
Please include more sweet fruit, please.
Mm.
Just saying because I mean, a papaya or a pineapple would not kill you.
Mm-mm.
Include that more so into your diet.
Okay.
Um, and I see you moving, not from Oklahoma, but maybe moving to a more um, what am I trying to say? Affluent part of it.
Mm.
I see
Okay.
you moving, and I would say not for another maybe like sometime within the next year. I get the next year or two because I feel like your next 2 years are going to be a lot of growth within career, but also within yourself, and you'll be doing a lot of travel, especially on the West Coast. So just keep doing what you're doing. You're on the right track.
Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome. And I thank you so much for joining me, for being on my show, and for allowing me to interview you. This was a lot of fun.
Me too. I enjoyed myself
Thank
thoroughly.
you. Thank you. I'm glad. I'm glad. Thank you. You have a wonderful night. Okay.
You too.
All right, darling.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. All right. That was my buddy, Asa Leveuax. You can check him out at asaleveuax.com. All right. For all of you, thank you so much for joining me. This has been awesome, awesome, awesome. We're now going to go into, let's see, we're now going to go into intuitive insights, which is where I come in and I give you live one-on-one readings. So if you have questions, if you have comments, if you have anything like that, we're going to do that right now. So go ahead and you can definitely ask me anything. Put your questions in the comment section. I'm actually watching it right now. So yeah. Yes. So thank you. I'm glad you guys are loving the interview. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. So go ahead with your first question if you have one, and nothing's too big or too small. So I hope you guys enjoyed the interview with Asa. It was awesome. I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. So intuitive insights is basically where I myself, as an intuitive psychic, as a medium, I give you a mini reading. So that way you can see, where you're going to go, and where you may, what you're going from. Okay, so my first question comes in with, I want to say your name is Risa, I believe, and I hope I'm saying it right. If I'm saying it wrong, please correct me because I'm horrible with names. So, and hold on for just 1 second. There we go. So, Risa would like to know, is she getting close to her career purpose? Yes and no. And let me just say why I'm saying yes and no. I'm saying yes because you are definitely getting closer, but I'm also getting no because I get 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I get you being very like, okay, I know it's almost like you're listening to your insight, you're listening to your inner voice, but on one hand, you're doubting it, and you shouldn't be. Because I think you know what you're doing. I think you know you want to go. And I feel like you're going to end up either helping the world or giving back, because I'm seeing something to do with you and giving back. giving back to the community, and maybe even giving back to kids, because I'm seeing something to do with children too. So you're definitely getting closer. But I just get around you, stop doubting yourself. Honestly, that's the main thing I keep picking up more than anything else. Stop doubting yourself, and you'll be fine. Um, there's going to be something that's going to happen where it'll kind of give you what you're looking for in the next 3 to 4 months, Risa, just to let you know. So, okay. Let's see. So Dane wants to know, is she heading in the right direction in life? Okay, this looks like this is gonna be the theme. Well, here's the thing, Dane. Okay. It's funny. It's almost like you and Risa are kind of doing the excuse me, you're doing the same thing, but just in different ways. Where with you, I don't get self-doubt, I get you worrying a lot. Like you worry about everything. And you shouldn't. What I'm picking up around you is that you are heading in the right direction, but don't worry so much. Really, do not worry so much, because I feel like um, you're definitely in the right place. You're definitely in the right arena and where you need to be. But what I get around you is you're worrying way too much, and you're worrying about other people and not yourself. That's the problem that I'm seeing. But you are in the right direction, but stop worrying so much. Let people be. Let them make their mistakes. You can't. It's like my mother used to always tell me, and my mother was right. Now, my mom was a lot of things, baby, but she was right about this. She told me this when I was very young. She said, you cannot save everybody. And I'm saying it to you. Okay. Um, okay, Risa, I know you said you don't know if this is your passion, but let me say this. I believe it or not, I could see you doing a cross between what I'm picking up around you is like a cross between social work and guidance counseling. It's like a mix. But I see you working with children and you actually doing quite well. Stop being scared and let it unfold, because it's going to come to you. Let it unfold and you'll be fine. All right. So, but thank you for that. Now, for those of you who would like a reading outside of this medium, if you would like to get a one-on-one reading with me, you can log on to my website, which is Psychic Leo. That's PsychicLeo.com. That's psychicleo.com. I am also a life coach as well. So if you don't want a reading, but you want to get your life together or you want to unlock some patterns, come to me. I will hook you up. I will help you out. We will do the work. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. But that's what I'm getting around you. So, but like I said, with Day, I just get what I get around Day is you can't save everybody. You have to let people do their own thing. And what I pick up around you, Day, is I get just a great deal of you're worrying about everybody but you. Focus on yourself, and your path will become clear. And when I say focus on yourself, I don't mean like focus on yourself in the sense of being selfish. I mean more of just listen to where your gut and your intuition is trying to tell you that you need to be or where you need to go, and you'll be fine. So I hope that made sense, but that's what I was getting for you. But with Risa, honey, I definitely see you working with kids. Definitely. I just do. And for those of you who are in the path of Hurricane Flo, let me just say this. For those of you who are in the path of Hurricane Flo, honey, be safe. Do not, if you are in any vicinity of South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, okay, and you're watching me, and I normally wouldn't say this, but I would suggest that you wait and hunker down if you have to. Okay. If you're safe and you know you're going to be okay, it's fine. But I don't want any of you being like, well, I was watching Leo's, live and oh my God, my house went, no, ma'am. You know, just saying, don't do that. So now, Dave, what do you mean by that when you said, you know what I see, you don't? but for, I understand that. I get what you meant. I understand what you're saying, but that's what I'm picking up around you regarding that question. I just get it's not that you know what you have to do, but I just get a lot of worry around you right now. That's all. So, well, thank you. Thank you so much. But like I said, for those of you who are in hurricane flows, trenches, I really would caution you to be safe. I don't want people being like, well, no, ma'am, you can't blame me. Don't shoot the messenger, okay? You didn't have to watch this. You can watch the replay tomorrow because it'll be all over social media tomorrow. You can watch it tomorrow, along with my interview with Asa as well. So you don't have to watch it tonight. For those of you who have questions right now, for those of you who are watching, I thank you so much for tuning in. But for those of you that have questions as of now, you're more than welcome to ask. So put them down below and we'll get to it. So let's see. And I want to read everything. Hold on for just 1 second. Hold on. And hi, Martin. Hi, Angela. Hi, DeLeo. Yes, see you at the symposium. Oh, and by the way, for those of you who live in California, who live in the California area, if you're in the California area, I will be in LA. I will be in Los Angeles tomorrow through the 16th at the Literary Symposium. And if you would like to get if you'd like to, meet me, if you'd like to get a one-on-one reading, because I am available for those too, or I will be after that event. If you'd like to, message me or contact me, email me, and we can definitely arrange it. So I'll definitely be in LA, and I would love to see some of you. I would love to meet you guys, some of my California people, if you live in the LA area. If you don't, it's okay. Hi, Erin. Thank you so much for joining. But I would love to see all of you. So yes, I will be there. And I cannot wait because I get to meet, hopefully, my fingers are crossed, hopefully I get to meet actress Cheryl Lee Ralph. I'm so looking forward to the keynote, in the keynote speaking. So I'm so looking forward to that. All right, let's see here. Okay, so I'm trying to read all the questions. Okay. Oh, well, thank you, Erin. I miss you as well. That's one of my friends from a person I actually kind of grew up with. As you can say, one of my college friends from the St. Louis area. Miss you too, honey. Come down to Houston, come visit me. You're more than welcome. So, all right. So we are almost wrapping up. We have 2 more minutes, actually 3 more minutes to go. So for those of you who have any questions, just let me know. If you'd like to get a reading outside of this, you're more than welcome, reading or coaching session. You're more than welcome to you're more than welcome to log on to my website, which is psychicleo.com. That's PSYCHICLEO.com. And you can get a reading done, you can get coaching done, whatever you like. And I'm also available for events too. So if you ever want to hire me for an event, because I know Halloween is coming. So if you'd like to do that, you're more than welcome to do that as well. So in the last few minutes, but this was fun. I enjoyed this. It was great to come back, and it was great to see all of you. And I have to thank my guest, Asa Leveuax, for the wonderful and very insightful interview. It was a lot of fun. He is a great guy. I definitely say look him up if you guys are interested in his work as well. Go to asaleveuax.com. That's asaleveuax.com. Until then, let's see. We have a couple more minutes left. So until then, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Oh, and by the way, because people have asked me about this, about the whole, this is kind of off subject, but people asked me about the whole Cardi B and Nicki Minaj thing. And yeah, I gave my opinion via my YouTube channel. If you're a YouTube channel person, if you go on YouTube, you can type my name in, you'll see my YouTube channel, and you're more than welcome to ask. So hold on. Let's see. I'm going through all my comments, and if I don't see any, it's not because I'm ignoring you, because I'm actually not. I'm not trying to, but I'm going through all the comments because I want to make sure I don't miss anybody. Hi, Steven. Hi, Rosa. Okay, I'm just trying to make sure I don't miss anyone because I hate missing people. Okay. Let's see. All right. I think I got everybody, right? Yes. Okay. All right. And bye, Day. Thank you so much for watching. Such a sweet person. She's so sweet, y'all. She really is. She's a sweetheart of a woman. She really is. And tell your hubby and your other significant other that I said hello. Give them a hug for me. And hug those children, please. I hope things are well. I believe they're in Alaska. I think. I'm not 100%, but I think so. So, yeah, this was fun. I enjoyed this. Like I said, I was trying to get everything in, and I apologize for being late, but hey. But hey, today was a busy day. But thank you guys so much for watching, for leaving your comments, your questions, your concerns, for listening to the interview. I enjoyed this so very much. So until then, it is me, the fabulous Leo Brown, and I will see all of you soon. Have a wonderful evening. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.